Hello, hello. Hope you're doing okay today. Hopefully you can hear it okay. We'll get started here in just a second. Just wanted to silently reveal a secret project that I'm working on. It's not that big of a deal, but I didn't know what else to call it. So hopefully you forgive the clickbaity title. So like 2 years ago, I woke up at like 2 a.m. and thought of a podcast idea and was like, I'm going to buy a domain, as one does, of course. And so that's what I did. And so I bought a domain, and then I started working on this podcast idea. That same day, I designed a page and coded it at night, and then I never touched it again. So what we're doing today is trying to remedy some of that situation. So I'm going to try to work on the page again. And we've already been recording episodes, and I have somebody who's doing it with me now. Which is nice, and probably the push I needed to actually get this thing done. So, I was super excited about that. So basically today is working on the podcast page, or like the website. I was going to, I just needed to do it this week and have not had time. So I was going to do something else today. And I was like, you know what? I don't really have time to stream, but I am going to work on this. And as long as my podcast host doesn't mind me like revealing this a few days before we announce, I figured I would just, go ahead and announce now. I hope you're doing okay today and that you can hear everything okay. We're going to jump in. I'm refactoring an old site, so it may not be the most entertaining stream to start with. So I'm going to get the tail end at least working, and then we might actually move over to, I don't know, maybe I'll just work on some JavaScript stuff to start on. I'm not sure. Okay. All right, enough talking. Let's try to do something. Hopefully you can hear okay. All right, hey everyone. Hope you're doing okay. Let's see. I was asked by someone if I was wearing Astro merch. I am wearing Astro merch. Yep. No discounts, no special treatment. I just immediate impulse buy. So say what you will of me. Let's see if we got this thing up and running or not. I'm playing around with Dia. I don't know if I like it or not. It's okay. There's like 12 new AI browsers anyhow. npm run dev. See what happens here. All right. Sound is fine. Okay, awesome. Nice. All right, let's see how bad this looks now. Oh, it looks okay. So maybe the tailwind will work. I don't know. So this is what I currently have. It's going to be called convos.dev, not dev convos. The idea originally was to like have people ask questions and then also me get to interview and talk to people because I wanted to talk to people. So when you want to talk to people, instead of just talking to people like a normal human, you create a podcast and then see if people want to talk to you. So anyhow, that's what this was. And now Jess Wang from Warp, who I used to work with at Warp, is joining me. So we're going to do this together. It's called convos.dev. We've already recorded lots of episodes. I think they're okay. It's mostly just us hanging out and wanting to talk about stuff. I have not run any of this copy by her, and I haven't even really touched any of this copy. So we're going to do that. I also want to have a way to like ask us questions. So I'll probably also do that some today. But yeah. Let's see. A couple questions. Where do you recommend me going after I fully learn JavaScript? Well, I don't know that you'll ever fully learn JavaScript, but once you feel super comfortable with vanilla JavaScript, which is personally my recommendation. Not everyone thinks that. You're more than welcome to learn a framework first. You'll just have to kind of learn backwards and then learn JavaScript and like what parts of your framework or what parts of your framework or what parts are the actual, native language. But probably I would recommend if you're looking for a job that you look at the job market. If you just want to learn, then I would pick something that you think is interesting. I think an easy next step it sounds like Nux is really taking off. Svelte is kind of a pleasure to work in right now, at least for the job market. React is still kind of king. But there are other cool frameworks out there. There's some that I think should have more attention and that don't. I would just play around if you're just wanting to learn something for fun. Once you know vanilla JavaScript, you can kind of do anything in the JavaScript world, which is nice. All right. What was I doing? All right, so let's first of all come inside here. I know that we've got this tailwind config. I literally haven't looked at this in 2 years. Let's see, do I have like let's get an extension up here. I think I'm actually in cursor. Am I in cursor? Yeah, so I guess we'll just use cursor. That's fine. I must be using, like I said, this might be a little boring as I get started because I literally haven't opened this thing in 2 years. I need to do this today though, so that's what we're doing. We get the home, about. Interesting. Okay, so I don't even have a header component. Button is declared, its value is never read. Astro icon I don't use, which needs to be updated anyhow. Link, this import is unused. What was I doing over here? Oh no, there is an icon here. I don't know what's going on. All right, let's let's look at our package.json and see where we're at. We've got sharp installed for some reason. Oh, I'm using pnpm. That might be some of it. Let's see what's going on. pnpm run dev. We deployed to Netlify. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Instead of me like making you watch me, oh, interesting. Like slowly update all this stuff. Why don't we just add some functionality to this ask answer question? So I'm not totally sure what I want it to do yet, but at least like I want it to populate either a database, probably a database, some kind of database, or send us an email. So I think maybe that's what I'll do. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's see. Car lover for backend. Should I learn any JS framework or go with Python? Maybe I ask a lot of questions today for you. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, if you know Python, go for it. But if you don't know Python, I think a lot of people are very, it's very popular to write your whole backend in JavaScript, TypeScript as well. So yeah, that's probably actually what I would do is learn vanilla JavaScript first, throw on TypeScript, then learn a framework. But yeah, I don't know that I'm the most reliable guide on all that. So let's do that. Let's, instead of watch me type in crap today, let's come to concept, I guess is what we're calling this thing. This doesn't exist anymore. Let's come over to Astro icon. Let's at least fix this. Astro icon. Again, I have not touched this in a long time. Here we go. Get started. Quick install. Upgrade. Nice. Okay, so let's do this. Oops. We're using pnpm. Okay. We probably should also upgrade Tailwind as well. So we'll see if that works. Already in dev dependencies, was not moved to dependencies. Okay. That's just fine. So we're going to change this out. Should I do Astro components? Okay. So let's do that. Where is my code? So let's grab everything like this. And let's replace it with this. All two places. Man, can we handle that? All right. And then let's also go to our Astro config. And I'm guessing we need to add this in here somewhere. Yeah, so we're going to pull an Astro icon. And we're going to add it right here. Thank you, cursor. This still doesn't like me. I'm not really sure why, but let's just make sure it's still working. Come over here and restart the dev server. And then we'll get started by connecting this somewhere, which I think probably what I'll do, honestly, is Astro icon. It's undefined. All right, let's see what's going on here. So it's fine before. Name speaker. Let me make sure I put this in local folders. Icon. Yeah, I did. Okay, so that shouldn't be a problem. We don't even really need to use Astro icon, I guess. We could just import it now that's an option. Import. Let's do that. For now, we'll say import speaker, which this is not the way I would do this. So eventually I'll have to redo all this, but that's okay. What's a project without some refactoring? Why is this thing? I don't know. Speaker SVG. Let's see if we can't just drop this in here. Get rid of that. I need to uppercase that. Come on. Get out of here, tab. All right, speaker. Why is nothing? Why am I getting this error? Like I'm obviously using it down this way. Is this... I had this happen before. What was the problem? Anybody know? I don't remember. Okay. Well, let's not worry about it as long as it's going to work, and then we'll go from there. Let's look at the other Astro icon. Which should be, looks like the header, the layouts. Let's nuke all this and restart. Like nuke the folder. Let's try again. I don't understand why this is saying it's not being used. Huh. Well, we kind of tanked that, didn't we? Let's kill a bunch of stuff on the homepage, and then we can just work on the thing I want to do today. Since I don't know what's going on. So we're going to kill that. We're going to kill that. We're going to kill that. And now we're very happy. Look at that. Okay, so cool. So let's go back into concept. And let me actually make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Shut this down. All right. I'm not sure what we're going to call this, but like, I don't know. Ask a question or something. And I'm not sure what I'll say here, but something like, let's chat about sure. I don't know. We'll figure this copy out later. All right. I was going to have like a couple things like ask or answer, all this kind of stuff. Let's just strip this out. I don't know what this is. Why do I have a UL? Oh, down here. That's stupid. All right. Looks like I have a link component. I'm using CVA. Man, 2 years ago, Chris, way to go. None of these intent isn't being used anywhere. Oh, no, it is here. What is the matter with this? What am I doing wrong? I don't know what I did wrong in this project. Oh, well. We should probably make sure that this thing has an href, right? Seems like a necessary thing. And then, yep, down there. Okay. So I think that's fine. Except I don't want this to be a link. I want this to be a button. So I probably should refactor that. But for now, just so you don't have to watch me do that, I can refactor that later. And let's switch this to ask a question. Okay, so I want this instead of a link to be a button component. So maybe let's actually change that up. Oh, we got a button component. Why do I have two different things? No idea. We should definitely combine these. But for now, since I've got a button component, so let's use it. I can use the rest spread operator to pass in the other stuff I need. Okay, cool. Let's do that. So I'm going to come up top here. Let's grab all this. We're going to change this to, there we go. To a button. This will be a button. We don't need href on here, but I do want an ID. And this will be ask a question. Okay, cool. So when I click this, now let's do a little bit of JavaScript. So script tag down this way. And I sure hope I have, this may have been pre-TypeScript default for me. Strictest, okay. Never mind then. All right, let's grab query selector. That's fine. And then if I can here, do I need to do anything else here? I guess I want to pop up that module, or that modal. So we're going to just use vanilla JavaScript here, I think, for this. I could use React or something, but I don't think there's any reason to. So let's do that. And I do have a little, I hit this right here. Do I have this anywhere? No. Okay, that's fine. We can build it. Okay, so we've got ask a question button, and we're gonna add an event listener. That's not what we're gonna do. Just make sure that we make this optional. Okay, cool. All right, so when someone fills this out, when they ask a question, we don't really need this. I don't know what that's doing there. That's fine. Okay. Make sure we can tab to it. Look at that. Okay, good. I want to open a modal. So even though I've done videos on this, I don't remember how to. Modal, HTML. So let's check it out. Dialog, that's what I'm looking for. Let's go ahead and add the dialog first of all. And this should probably be its own component, but for now, let's just drop it in right here, I guess. Let's see what it'll do. Dialog, form, ask question. And then I think I just used the open command, right? Let's try it. Actually, let's grab the, see if it'll get to me. Yep, that's what I want. And then I want to show modal, not open. That's right. Type element as HTML dialog element, and this should be as HTML button element. There's more safe ways to check that, but like this is not going to load without this stuff on here, so it's fine. All right, so let's see what happens. I think that's all I had to do. That's right. Hey, look at that, a nasty looking form. Okay, and if I click off here, nothing happens yet. But I should be able to actually do an event listener on that as well. So add event listener, close, then I'll close it. No, that's not useful. I want to click and then grab the E, and I want to check to see if it's the target. If E equals the target, then close. Ask dialog, it doesn't need that. All right, so let's come in here. I think that means if I click here, yeah, and if I click inside here, we should be good. Okay. That's all we need to do, I think. I don't know. I like using AI for this kind of stuff. That's not hard. It just takes a couple seconds, and yeah. Portfolio and Astro, and I want to build dark and light mode. I face many problems. Main flash of light. Yeah, so validate data from server endpoints. I validate with Zod, get some strange issues, but the client-side fetch works. Okay, so let's talk through both those real quick. So whenever you have like a light dark mode toggle, there's a couple ways, a couple things you can do. Probably the most, like the easiest one is to write some inline JavaScript in the head that loads before the CSS is loaded and apply a class to the body. So like if you apply a class of dark to the body before the CSS loads, when the CSS first loads, it's going to see that class and automatically do it, apply it. So that's probably what I would do. If you're having to pull that in from the user, obviously then that's another thing to think through, but you could store that in a cookie if it's an SSR page. I've done a video before on that. I think if it's client-side rendered and you're pulling that from like local storage, you have to load, you have to wait for that to load to pull that in. So I don't know, hopefully that's semi-helpful for you, but I think you can actually still maybe get the local storage before it loads, before the CSS loads, but I could be wrong. So I'd start there. As far as the flash of light, with validating data from server endpoints, are you meaning like the data you're getting back from like a database or CMS or something? Let me know, and I'm happy to chat more about that. All right, so let's get this functional first, and then we'll do something else. So I think probably we should just add Astro DB. So PMP-X, Astro, add DB. Do I want to do anything else? I don't think so. I think we're good here. And we'll see if we can get this up and running and then call it a day, I think. All right, so pm run dev. We should get this up. Oh, it didn't even add. Oh, no, it did. Scaffold a config file. So let's come back. Oops, over here. Get out of here. Let's add this. We're going to call this questions. That's fine. I don't need a name. I just basically need the question. And I guess create it at, let's see, Astro DB. Yeah, so that's right. It's like, this doesn't look right. So we're going to add questions up here. Get out of here. Const question equals define table. Yep. Let's see. Question. That's not right. Columns. And then we have question is column.text, which I have to import .text. And then I guess we can have like a created at date, but we'll like automatically apply that. Okay, I think that's good. Let's go over to the seed data and pull this in. What is the meaning of life? Nice. Thanks. That was super helpful. All right. Question should come in from here as well. Right? I just have to restart probably. Run dev. Columns, seed. Undefined result columns. What did I mess up here? Columns. Other column text. Date. No. I think that's okay. Here, don't I pull this in from? Let's just check. I do this like just frequently enough to have to check every time. So, insert question. The comment I pull in from here. Yeah, so that should come in from there. What are you yelling about then? I think it's fine. What am I missing here? DB insert question, take the values, and put question and create it. I think that's fine. All right, let's just check to see if we're actually getting something first. So let's come back to the concept. And let's just grab like questions. Maybe it was going to do it for me. Questions equals select from question. That's what I want. And then we'll pull this in. We need to first grab this. DB and questions. Console like that. From questions. That should work. We'll call this queues just so it doesn't get too confused. All right. Let's see what happens if we come over here and we refresh. Cannot read undefined column. What is messed up here? Let's check into the Astro config. Goodness. Did I mean question? So it thinks it's underscore. Why does it think it's underscore? Well, that, my friend, is because you wrote it underscore. I hate it when it does the thing I ask it to do. Let's stop this thing. PM run dev. Now this should work, I think. So the seed data works. That works. This should work. Source from questions. Question. Oh, goodness. Question. All right. We got this in the bag at this point. Okay. There we go. Come on. There we go. Okay. So our questions are working. So it is actually working. Let's now write a little Astro action. In order to do that, though, let's make sure I have some kind of SSR adapter. No? Okay. So let's do this. I think I saw it's on Netlify. Astro add Netlify. And then I saw some comments. Oh boy, lots of comments. Let's see. Data that you get from the DB. Yeah, so you can, depending on how you're fetching that, yeah, you can validate that using Zod as well. I know the issue you are facing. Yeah, sorry, review wise, should have definitely looked at you. Hey, awesome, Arthur. Glad you enjoyed building that in Astro. Face Astro dark mode, light mode. Can you know how much years of experience you have? What is the orange and red text to your broken code? Yeah, I don't know what's happening. This is like a refactor, so I'm like halfway between stuff. So that's what's going on. And define vid. These are not sorted. Chill. It's going to be just fine. Is this biome yelling at me? Okay, fine. Don't save. Yeah, I don't know what's yelling at me that way. I'm not using that at all. I'll get rid of that. I don't know why this is saying it's unused because it's definitely used just down below. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's that it doesn't know it's Astro. No, it knows it's Astro. Yeah, I don't know why this is saying it's unused. See, because now it's going to yell at me down here because it's not actually there. So I don't know what's going on. All right. So we don't really want to await those. Although I guess just it might be worth listing those off. So let's actually do that here. Yeah. Yeah, that works. No, do the thing you said you were going to do. Let's just see if it'll do it down here. Okay, that's fine. So now we can list through the questions. What is the meaning of life? Okay, cool. So we got that. And maybe I should also have some kind of heading too here where I say the same thing. Questions. That way I can kind of, okay, so these are the questions we're going to add. So when we add this question here, it'll be in this form. So let's add some kind of ID. Ask question form, that's fine. For question label, that's fine. This is type submit. This should be a button. Component. It's fine. Submit, ask. We'll say send it. Okay, so now if I come over here, this should say send it. Cool. Obviously, it looks horrible, but it's fine. This should probably be a text area, right? I think I saw it suggest that. Text area. Now. Let's do a little bit of styling, I guess. No, stick to the task. Ask question form. So we got that dialogue. Ask question form. That's fine. So when I hit this, I want to submit, prevent the default, grab the form data, get it as a string. No, I don't want to do that. All right, so we're just gonna hold off here. We'll do something in a second. Okay, so let me come back to what we're gonna do. Sorry, this is kind of haphazard, but this is how the real sausage is made. Actions. That. And I'm going to go for like 10 more minutes. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody. Index.tx. And let's see. Do I have, I think I had something like this on my clipboard. No. Oh, define action. Add comment. Oh yeah, I did. I was playing with something last night. So ask question. We've got basically all I want to do is grab this thing right here, this question. Since we have a name of question, I know now that this is going to be question. It will be a string. This is going to be question here. Let's see if I figured that out. And in here, yeah, I guess let's make sure it's actually working. So we've got ask question. We define this. We're accepting from a form where it has one input. Eventually, we want to add everything we need to the string or to the form from the form. So let's come in here. We're going to say const. What I think I get back data and error from action. Actually, let's await this. Async. Oh wait, yeah. Wait. Actions. This needs to be a sync, but that shouldn't mess us up. I should be able to pull in actions. Actions? Isn't that what it's called? From Astro actions. Yeah, that should be right. And I can just console log this data. All right, so let's fill this out. Something here. Did something happen? Hey, data undefined. Okay. So we did something. Did we return the console log? We did. Well, let's see if it happened over here. It said handler. Okay, so something happened. I thought you could return. Let's return the data. Yeah, we'll just return it saying success true message sent. That's fine. Whatever. And then I'll come back over here. Now let's try it again. True questions. Okay, so it is actually working. So now what I want to do is come back to the action. And instead of returning here, we're going to insert question value, question created. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So I need to pull in both these things. Astro DB, Astro questions. I think that should work. All these structured elements are unused. It's okay. It's going to be just fine. We're going to return the data. And then data does not result. What do I get back from here then? Let's see. I see some more questions. Oh boy. Let's see. Started coding when I was 14, just became 18. Hey, awesome, Arthur. Yeah, Arthur's going to surpass everyone if he's not already. How did Biome get working with Astro? I don't know. I don't really have problems with Biome, but maybe I could do a video on it. Vibe coding. Yeah, kind of, sort of. The orange-red debug text. I think it's called error something. I don't remember. Let's check. Error lens, maybe? Yeah, error lens, I think is what I use. For that, console, why not let? Yeah, I use const unless I have to use let. Just, it's not that much more secure with like objects and arrays, obviously, because you can just mutate the array or the object. But for strings and numbers and booleans and stuff like that, those primitives, it's an actual constant. So I typically do constant unless I know it's going to change, and then I change it and move it to let. I think that's what a lot of people do, but yeah, you don't have to. Potato, you like Astro? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely taking off more. Like IKEA built their site in it. Like there's a lot of bigger platforms like that are using it. So if you go to the Astro showcase on their page, like there's pretty cool sites using it quite a bit. Yeah. Oh, let's see. I hate const. Why you gotta be like that, car lover? Console Ninja, yes. Wallaby, I also use. But Console Ninja, I don't think I could code without. Okay, I think that's all the questions that were asked. What do I get back from here? Let's just see this. This is a result set. What's a result set? Can you not look inside of the node modules? I'm assuming this comes from somewhere. Result set. I don't know why it's not letting me click into that. Why can I not click into that? Anyhow, so let's just see what we get back. Let's fill this out one more time. Nice. It should return. Handler should return data. Well, let's just say like yay. Yippee. I'm not sure why. Let's just come here and see what this is then. Oops, get out of here. Console.log the data. And we'll just console this server side and see what's going on. So I get back. Oh, okay, that's right. Rows affected. That's right. So last inserted row. was thinking it gave you back. Like, I don't know. Anyhow, well, let's figure that out. And just say, I guess it's going to throw its own error. So all I really need to do is return like success or something. So success is true. That's fine. Okay, so let's grab that. Assuming that I've actually added this properly, I should come over here and yeah, you can see all the things I've added. Very useful questions. But now I should get back this data and this error from here. So let's handle the error first. Let's just console.log the error. Because it'll only be one or the other, yeah. So if there's data, that's fine. I guess if there's data, then I do want to close the dialog, so let's do that. So if this is success, it closes the dialog. Okay. I probably could like throw up some kind of toast. Add toast notification or something. Okay. And then it adds it to my database. Now, obviously, I probably want to do a little bit more to this just because we're trusting the user a lot. And so I guess we could do this client side and server side. Yeah, maybe let's add like pm add dom purify. No. Sure. All right, so I could just grab this. And then I guess we could change this up and grab this as a string. That's fine. Although at this point, I don't know that we're getting a lot of benefit out of this. That's okay. Let's just do that. And we'll just pass this along as a object instead. If I can type. So we'll just pass along the question. And then let me come back to the action. And let's say we're going to take in JSON. That's fine. We're taking the question. And now we should be good. Okay, so now we're at least kind of like halfway purifying it on the client side. So if I pass in something like image something like that, oops, whatever, that should still trigger it. When I actually refresh here, why am I not seeing that? Question inserted. Let's look at the actual database. Where is my database? Isn't it in the Astro? Here we go. What is the meaning of life? Oh, it's because I did an empty. Yeah, so we're going to say image and something in here. I should get rid of everything. It did not. Awesome. So I don't know what I did wrong there. Let me just double check this. So let's clean, sanitize. Let me get a real good example of something bad. Yeah, so let's add this in here instead. Just make sure that that's working as I expect it to. Okay, so it got rid of everything. All right, that is what I wanted. I was thinking it got rid of all brackets, but I must be wrong. Let's see. How's it going, comrade? Good to see you. Why you use server, not just build once? I don't get it. Do a console log, it came in handy. I'm not sure I understand Laravel. I happen to be using Cursor today. Okay, so we got that set up. Lastly, let's just get this like pushed somewhere to like a database or something, or like Torso maybe. Which I just did a video on. I recorded a video. I don't know when I'll have time to edit it. I am headed on a trip here for the next few days to see my parents, so we'll see what kind of time I have. Hopefully I can get enough stuff up to where the channel's not totally vacant like it has been a lot this year. Let me wrap my mind around what I need to do. Insert stuff. Even here, though, I should probably do some kind of like DOM purify stuff. So I think I could do this server side. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. All right, so let's add that here. Add this here. Sanitize the question. DOM purify, sanitize. That's fine. No, that's stupid. I don't really need to do that. Do it all right there. All right, so it's going to be so pure. I mean, it's not super helpful at this point, but just in case somebody hits this endpoint, because technically it's an open endpoint, I should also purify here. That's the idea. If you like watched the console and saw, or the network traffic and saw where it went, you know, you could hit that endpoint with a post request. I could do some stuff with middleware to ensure it has to be from like my current thing, but you can still do that from the console. So anyhow, that's why I'm purifying in both places, even though most of the time it won't really matter here. Just Astro. Yep. Okay, so now we got this working. We're adding it to a database. The last step is really just to connect this to something like Torso.tech, isn't it? Yeah. I think I'm already logged in. So let's add this. And I think, if I remember right, there's some decent guides here on using it. Let's see. Getting started with Torso. Nice. So I've already logged in and I have a CLI. So let's just create this. So we'll say, call this like dev combos is fine. Creating a database. Now I want to show it. Turbo show dev combos. Torso. I think I should have listened to. Okay. What do I have? Dev combos. What did I say? The boy can't spell. Dev combos. Okay, so this is what I want right here. So I'm going to steal this. And I need to add this to a .env file. So let me go ahead and close some of this off just because eventually I'm going to have to show a key. And I don't want to do that because of life and the internet and things like that. All right. And then just so you know what I'm doing next, I'm going to use the TorsoDB tokens create command, which I'll show you in a second. And it will give me back an actual like key that I can use. So I'm going to do that as well. And then I assign that to AstroDB app token. And I'll show you that in a second. And I'll paste this in here. Okay, so that should be set there. Let me close this out, clear it, pm run dev, and I will switch back over for you. Okay. So now we got stuff set up there. I closed down that. This is all we did. So I grabbed that URL like you saw. Then I did TorsoDB tokens create and passed the name of it, which is dev combos. And then it gave me a token, an app token. And that's what I pasted in there. So these two names, these very specific names are what AstroDB is looking for. So I can actually take this right here and just push the remote. So I could just do that. PMPX that. And then it will, what in the world? PMPX push. Why does it need to run that? Why can't I just do Astro? Okay. What's going on here exactly? Do I have to... I don't know. Maybe I'm not like up to date with the latest and greatest. is there even an Astro JS CLI that I don't have installed? I don't think that's a thing. Nice try. I mean, yeah, I can install Astro globally, but I don't know why I shouldn't need to do that. But maybe I do for some reason. I'm not sure why it's asking me. Like, I should just be able to do Astro directly, but whatever. I'll just install that. It's fine. It's the same thing. What is going on here? I should not have to install this. Like, I obviously already have it in this package. I already have AstroDB. Yep. So I may be just running it off NPM is the issue. I'm not really sure. All right, so now it's at least trying with MPX for some reason. Huh. I haven't run into this issue before, but nothing like doing it live. Oh, no, I pushed up something. No items in the database, though. Okay. So it did not push up anything. So let's come back over here. Man, I don't know what's going on. I'm in the dev convos. Let's just trash my node modules. And we're going to PMPMI this whole thing again. I don't know. When in doubt, clear the decks. PMPM. Pick which dev should be allowed to run scripts. I mean, these don't matter. They're not doing anything in this case. I don't know. If you see what I'm doing, let me know. Yeah, I mean, the CLI is the actual Astro package, though. So. Like, this should just work in this directory. If it doesn't, then that should work. And I shouldn't have to do that. So it can't find this. I don't know what's going on. I wonder if it's some kind of dependency thing with PMPM. So I'm just going to YOLO a change to NPM and see if that helps. And then if not, we'll just call this a day because I got to actually get to work. But we'll see how this works. And then we'll call it a day. All I always want to do is push this up somewhere remote. And that way we actually have a real remote database that can take these questions. And we can like figure out how to sort through that. I'll probably create some kind of auth route where we can log into and see questions people have asked and mark them as complete and, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you're right. It could be the actual node version. Yeah. I mean, it would surprise me, but yeah, who knows? Stranger things have happened. Let's see what this will do. So it's still not finding it. That's so weird. I don't know. This doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. I was just literally working with this last night, so I'll figure that out. But basically, the only thing left is just to push it up, and then that's it. So at least let's finish with a nice Tersa Relax, which evidently is a little game you play. You know, a little Tetris. So let's do this. And let me know how you're doing today. Like I said, I was supposed to just code this myself, and I haven't had a chance to do it, so I figured I would do it live. But hopefully, I'm excited about the podcast. I think it'll be fun. It's mostly a chance for Justin and I to like connect because we don't get to chat that much anymore, just because we're both, you know, working and stuff. So on different projects now. Rotate to the right. I want to rotate left, I think, on that. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully it'll be interesting to other people as well, but I think we're mostly content, even if it's not, that we'll just enjoy chatting with each other since we haven't been able to do that as much as we'd like. Anyhow, well, instead of watching me fail at Tetris, actually, why don't you just do that? Okay, there we go. We failed. But yeah, I hope you had a great day. Thanks for hanging out, those of you who did. And this combos.dev is what we're working on and hope to announce next week. We've got several episodes already recorded. Got another one going. Recording a couple more today to hopefully get ahead a little bit. And it's mostly us just chatting about stuff we're interested in. Kind of more philosophical stuff sometimes because we both like to talk about that kind of stuff. And then like cool tools we're using or random things we've built, or Jess is really into football and tennis and a lot of other sports. So a lot of times she's showing clips from that kind of stuff. And I'll just show like random crafts I've made or I don't know, random hobbies I have. So yeah, anyhow, thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll enjoy that whenever it comes out. And there is actually a secret YouTube channel where it'll be hosted as well. You can track down if you want to. And all that, again, will be announced sometime this next week. So thanks for following along on the secret project. And I will catch you next time. Thanks. Happy coding.